Welcome to the Maritime Risk Podcast brought to you by Shoreline Limited, the provider of innovative marine insurance solutions for the shipping industry. Our purpose is to explore the evolving risks within the maritime industry, including environmental, geopolitical, socio-economic, and security threats such as cyber attacks, war, and terrorism, as well as the more traditional accidents, navigational and operational incidents, and other causes of business disruption. We'll speak with experts to help you prepare for the unexpected and navigate the complex world of the ever-evolving maritime risk environment.
Welcome to Shoreline's Maritime Risk Podcast. We're thrilled to have you join us today for a very special announcement. I'm your host, Captain Thomas Brown, and we've got some exciting news to share. But first, let's dive into the details. Today marks a significant milestone in Shoreline's journey as we unveil our latest marine insurance offering, MARPOL Detention Cost Insurance, or MDCI for short. This remarkable product has been in the works for an entire year, and its creation wouldn't have been possible without the steadfast support of Shoreline's valued cover clients and our trusted reinsurers who've stood by our side for over 3 decades. Looking back, it's impossible to ignore the transformative impact of Open 90 on the maritime industry. It has undeniably contributed to the safeguarding of our precious marine environment, and Shoreline has proudly maintained a clean reinsurance record over these years. It's this legacy that prompted our reinsurers to wholeheartedly endorse this new insurance innovation, recognising its importance for vessel owners, operators and managers when trading in US waters. The inception of MDCI came from an enlightening conversation we had during a June 2022 episode of Shoreline's Maritime Risk Podcast. We were honoured to host George Chalos from the esteemed maritime law firm Chalos & Co. Our discussion centred on the persistent issue of MARPOL prosecutions and crew member detentions in the US, which remain as prevalent today as they did 25 years ago. What surprised us most was the revelation that the majority of these cases stem from shipboard interpersonal disputes, leading to tip-offs and whistleblower reports to the US Coast Guard, often before a vessel's arrival in the US. Sadly, these emotional situations are difficult to legislate for, and even the best operated vessels can find themselves embroiled in such incidents. In our conversation with George, we discovered that the international group P&I clubs often find themselves in a bind due to the criminal nature of these complaints, resulting in a significant gap in P&I insurance coverage when it's most needed. So, we asked ourselves, how can we fill this gap? And that's where the concept of MARPOL detention cost insurance was born. In the US, MARPOL investigations frequently lead to multiple members of a ship's crew being detained ashore with uncertain release dates. In an era where environmental, social and governance, ESG factors are in the spotlight, it's essential to recognise the real risk of seafarer detention in the US and provide effective individual protections. Our answer to this challenge is the introduction of MDCI. This insurance product has been meticulously designed to cover legally insurable costs, fees and expenses, ensuring that the best legal counsel is readily available to protect individual crew members held as witnesses in the US, whilst also indemnifying their employers for the additional operational costs incurred during these often protracted detention periods. MDCI policyholders will enjoy round-the-clock access to the comprehensive case management services offered by Chalos & Co. This ensures they have access to top-tier legal guidance and professional shipboard inspection services, all while providing personal legal representation for detained crew members. The policy will not only cover the legally insurable case management costs incurred by Chalos & Co. and their appointed representatives, but upon conclusion of the case will also indemnify additional crew maintenance costs, salaries and repatriation expenses. The primary objective of this policy is to professionally and swiftly handle complex legal exposures, safeguard the human rights of innocent witnesses, recover unbudgeted costs for our insureds, and ensure access to the finest professional case management services available. As you can tell, we're absolutely thrilled to offer this groundbreaking insurance product to all ship owners, operators and managers. And as a token of our appreciation for the loyalty demonstrated by our existing Shoreline clients over the years, we're delighted to extend preferential premium rates to them. As we conclude today's episode, we invite you to share any questions, expressions of interest or any feedback you may have. Whether it's praise or constructive criticism, we value your input. Please don't hesitate to reach out to me directly at tbrown@shoreline.bm. Thank you for tuning in today. And until our next episode, we wish you all smooth sailing and a safe passage on the high seas. Thank you.
Thank you for listening to the Maritime Risk Podcast brought to you by Shoreline Limited. We hope this episode has shed some light on the diverse and complex risks facing the maritime industry today. We would like to thank our sponsor, Maritime Insurance Solutions Limited, for their invaluable support in making this podcast possible. To access more episodes of our podcast series, visit our website at www.shoreline.bm. Remember, in the ever-changing world of maritime risk, preparation is key. Until next time, fair winds and following seas.